Hello, twin flames. How y'all doing? Soulmates, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Divine souls. Hello. Good evening. I'm about to give y'all a read real quick. I don't have a lot of time. It's going to be real fast. I want to be live. I can't be, but I can't keep reading cards and not sharing. So I'm going to just hop right into it. You might hear me shuffling a deck or you might hear cards flying out, but I'm going to start with the ones that I already spread. So I'm reading from the Gilded Tarot and I'm clarifying from the Goddess deck, Mythical Goddess. All right, so we just gonna hop into it. Yesterday I did a read and I accidentally left three of the main cards sitting up, and so they weren't in my deck, and I was like, I'm gonna start off with those three cards because it seems so very appropriate. I hope everybody can hear me and everything. If you hear noise in the background, that's my grandkids running around or whatever. But look, so we have the Six of Swords. We have the Chariot, and we have the Eight of Nurturance out of the Goddess deck. And the Chariot is also out of the Goddess deck. Six of Swords is out of the Gilded Tarot deck. So she's moving away. She's holding her staff. She has it in the moon in the background. You know what I'm saying? She's been enlightened. She's come to some realizations inside herself. And she's cloaked in the robe of beauty. It's royal blue. And she's in calm water. All her swords are down in the boat. They don't seem to be bothering her at all. She's not paying them any attention. And she's moving on. In the backdrop, we have a frog who is the goddess of fertility. So, I feel like this is a feminine that has decided to stand in their power, or a masculine that's decided to stand in their power and move away from things that no longer serve them, people, places, or things. And they are doing it with a very, swift mind, a clear mind. With the chariot is fast moving, the chariot is balanced, the chariot is extending an olive branch and going after your goals. With fierce, intense energy. Like nothing can stop you. You see it, you want it, you go get it. He has all the armor necessary. He has the snake here, the staff, the cross, the owl. I see the phoenix, the horses. They're identical. One's yin yang. He has the crescent moon around his neck, and the third eye is illuminated on his helmet with the sun in the backdrop. He knows he sees the sun, which is his happiness, his goals, his focus, and he's focused on it, and he's going to go get it, and nothing is going to stand in his way. All I see in the background of this is dust from the horses kicking up dust. He's on a move. And what is he moving towards? The Eight of Nurturance. Someone who works hard, works diligently, sees life in all things. The sun is in the background. The garden is lush and beautiful, and she's watering these seeds that have been planted. So, like I said, this person in this Six of Swords has been enlightened, and they know what they want. They know what they need to do, and so they're moving towards it. And this person in this Eight of Nurturance has been nurturing, has been planted seeds, has been nurturing the seeds, and is watching the garden grow and using the chariot to get to higher possibilities of that, the 10, you know what I mean, the ace, all those good things like that. So they're well on their way, and that was yesterday's interview. So today, this read is really about the masculine, what he's thinking, what he's feeling. I did not ask a lot of specific questions. I just asked about his energy through the cards, and it tells his story all on its own. So the first thing out, and I'm going to put the two things that was crowning this reading, is the Page of Cups and Mother Mary, which is sacrifice. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Someone who wants to come in with a romantic offer, or, emotions, I would say at the least some emotions, and they would like to express their emotions, newfound emotions, because we have sacrifice here, and her heart is lit up. I will get to that. But I'm going to just say that the page is a young energy, a stable energy, a loving energy, a caring energy, and his cup is illuminated. So they know what they want, they know who they want, and they want to offer the cup. Now, the cup might not be, a big, huge cup because it is the page and it is childlike energy, but how about the feelings that you get when you're young and everything is whimsical and romantical and you're a puppy in love? And that's kind of the feeling that you get. You probably will have experiences with this person that's on your mind. He wants to have the divine feminine in a romantical, whimsical type of way. And that's probably what this page of cups represents, because that's the type of feeling that I'm getting off of this card and off of the energy, especially being paired with the Mother Mary. Before, this person probably was not offering much of anything, and then without this person, they became enlightened. There's a white dove, and it's shining the light into the sun, down, beaming down all the chakras. And in the middle, it's the heart. The heart's on fire with an infinity sign, and she's cloaked in royal robes. So, the dove came with the message from the divine and enlightened this person of how they really feel about someone that they might possibly have walked away from or lost in some manner. Maybe the connection is not as intense as it was, or they feel like it wasn't, or maybe in their mind and in their energetic field, it is that intense. And so they keep backing off because they are scared of that intensity and they don't know what that intensity is and it hasn't been clarified. And so they back off. And when they back off, the divine comes and whispers in their ear, like, no, this is the one. And they're like, how can this be the one, but have this, this, and this going on? And in actuality, it's the one. And they want to come in and they want to tell the divine feminine that she's the one, but they have not as of yet. And so they're moving towards it, which we got in the earlier three cards that I just read. The Chariot is coming with that message. You are the one. So next we have in the headspace the Queen of Cups. You guys, I might run out of battery. I might run out of time. And if I do, I will come back with a continuance because there's quite a bit of cards here. But look, Queen Royal gonna let y'all know. The next card out is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy. It's watery, it's emotional, but she's the queen. So she is a balanced emotional person. She knows what to do with her emotions, how to harness her emotions and channel them. She has a cup, it's full. In the backdrop is clear clouds, and she's just looking off into the distance, which some water signs can get really wrapped up in emotion and become distant, especially if they need to do some clearing, healing, purging, whatever names you call it, when you go inside yourself and you work on yourself and then you come back and emerge, as the same person but different. And so you learn how to take all these overwhelming emotions and balance them. The Queen of Cups is very balanced. So she's giving, loving, caring, kind. She's the type that will cook for you, clean for you, rub your head, massage your feet, do anything you like as long as it is receptive. She is not the type of queen that will take unrequited love. She won't accept that. However, she'll love you from afar even still. Once you're in her heart, you're there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I believe that to Divine Masculine, this is exactly how he perceives her, and might be even exactly dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But that's how he sees her. No matter what he does, no matter how far he strays, no matter how much time passes, he can still feel her emotions energetically. He can still feel her love energetically. She's the type of person that would say, hey, how you doing? And not even expect a reply, because she understands how things work and how people's minds work and psychology, all those things. She's also one of my Divine Feminine cards. When I get her, I automatically think Divine Feminine. She is clarified by the Goddess deck with the Six of Intention, the Six of Wind, which is intentions, which is also the same as the Lady on the Boat, the Six of Swords. So this is a really strong energy. It's coming across twice. In this card, she's depicted with a dove directly over her head, which is spirit, enlightening her. Her third eye is open. All her chakras are open. You see kind of a rainbow coming up, and then her throat chakra. That means that she wants to communicate clearly. There are several crescent moons and stars in the background, which speaks to me that she's gaining knowledge, about how to navigate through this connection that is different than a lot of the connections that she's used to. Sorry, guys, I have to plug up. Different than the connections that she's used to, but or it's different than the connections that Divine Masculine is used to. She might be very different than the women that he's used to dating, and so he backs off, falls away, but he just finds himself drawn to her. Maybe Divine Masculine is a very closed off energy, and so he finds himself drawn to her even still because she can mirror exactly that to him, and he doesn't really like it. So then he has to have death of the soul and dark night of the soul and die into the ego and all that stuff. The same things that she's already experienced and brought herself into the energy of embodying the Queen of Cups. So, he has to undergo those same things. That page that's up there offering these small emotions will eventually turn into, a king of some sort. One of them. I don't know which one yet. Let's get into the cards and find out. The next card that we have clarifying her, that was Aquarian energy, by the way, and could also be Gemini or Libra. And it looks like it is in Mercury. Then we had the Three of Wind, which is depicted here by a lonely bird on a beach, on a bank. And then there are two birds in the sky flying, and the lonely bird is looking back at the two birds in the sky. This is I believe Libra energy and Jupiter, and it's the Three of Swords in the Gilded Tarot. So this card says isolation, and so someone has more than likely isolated themselves. Probably the Divine Feminine is isolating herself and moving on and going on with life and, trying to occupy her time and her attention, even though she desires to, focus on the Divine Masculine. She realizes that she has to focus on herself. And so that is what she does. It's not necessarily being isolated, but going on and doing the things that she has to do, but longing to be in the sky with the other birds. You know what I mean? Like, and this also is a third party situation. So someone here is heartbroken. The fact that you got the moving on cards and moving towards the Queen of Cups and making a great sacrifice. I would also say maybe this is the end of a relationship that is within the third party. The Divine Feminine may even feel like it's the end of the relationship between her and Divine Masculine. However, there are probably several, because I did see the Seven of Cups, I believe, but there are probably several other suitors for Divine Masculine. And these other suitors are, in fact, what is helping him to see exactly the Queen of Cups, helping him to see that the Queen of Cups also embodies the Mother Mary card and is that water, is the ultimate sacrifice, is the heartless person who loves unconditionally and fiercely and forever and always. Like, those other people are helping him to see that. So the Three of Swords is sometimes necessary. So sometimes you get it and you're like, oh, someone's in misery and despair. Yes, they might be in misery and despair at the same time. However, some of that misery and despair is actually needed in order for you to undergo a transformation and transmute energy and, let things go or learn to see things from a different perspective or learn to just stand inside of yourself and deal with things that you would otherwise not deal with because you choose not to. But now something came along that's unattainable unless you deal with it. So then you have to force yourself to deal with it. Then comes healing. Then comes, wish fulfillment. And that brings me to the next clarifying card, which is the Nine of Seeds in the Goddess deck, which is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment, an emotional wish fulfillment. This lady is completely naked with pearls around her neck. riding on a dolphin, and there's tons of dolphins in the background, happy, swimming, jumping, talking. You know, um, dolphins represent love. Dolphins represent emotions. Dolphins dive deep. Dolphins communicate. Dolphins have communities. Dolphins are a really great symbol of love to me because they have family groups. And in the backdrop of that are several doves, birds, messengers, spirit animals. It's a very happy card. This is in Jupiter. It's Pisces energy, Scorpio or Cancer as well. Um, and there's a sun in the backdrop, which is complete happiness. The sun gives what? Warmth, life. Um, the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it's in every card that I've read so far. So there's a lot of happiness coming for this connection and, possibly union from what I can see. The next card to be a clarifier is power. So this is Aries energy. It's Lilith on the card, and she represents power. Her solar plex chakra is outlined in a really dark red. Her breasts are outlined in a really dark red, and her private areas. Um, Equivalent to the female version of the devil, I would say, but in the backdrop is the sun, not the moon, not something dark, but the sun with the clouds, and she's up like clutched on a cliff, and she has claws. Lilith, she went out of the garden and she went to go explore other planets. She did her own thing. And she did that because she did not want to be inhibited. She wanted to be free. She wanted to be her authentic self. She says, if you're leading somewhere, I will be sure to follow if I like where you're leading me. But if I don't, well, I'm okay to go find my own path. And that's what Lilith did. Lilith has the whole sun behind her, and she's just standing in her power, naked. She knows herself. She knows her truth. She knows her power. And she knows her sensuality and sexuality and what it's worth and what it does. And she has phoenix wings. So, she's going to fly high and be her highest, best self. Major Arcana also, as well as Mother Mary, Major Arcana. So that clarifies, the Queen of Cups, and that is how Divine Masculine is ultimately seeing Divine Feminine as the powerful queen who has isolated herself, saved herself for him, his ultimate wish fulfillment, and has set intentions on, becoming into union and being the divine feminine that she was born to be, and him being the divine masculine that he was born to be, and together, being great, being grand, shifting paradigm, showing the world what it is to love and how to love unconditionally in real time, in real life, on all levels, all energetic levels. That's 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7 and above, all the levels. And because of the clarifying cards that I see out here, I'm inclined to believe that that is exactly what's taking place. So the people that find their way to this channel and that are listening, good job, good job, good job, because somebody's putting in work, if not everybody. I do believe that Divine Feminine is putting in work and just sitting back and being very, very extremely confident that the work is not in vain and that he is also doing the work. It's his reading, so, there's a lot of insightful cards here, which means he is working. Next, we have the Star. The Star is Aquarian energy. I also do all water signs with this because she is submerged in water and transmuting water. She has 2 golden pictures. She has the time machine behind her with a huge star in the center. She has a star lit in the middle of her head, her third eye, and her hair is just flowing and free, and she's also naked like Lilith, and she represents hope, faith, things to come that are bright and beautiful, and actually sometimes an actual star. So the person that you're dealing with may be an Aquarius, they may be a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. They may also be a Leo, or Sagittarius with this gold here. And because she's so similar to Temperance, and Temperance is Sagittarius, I also might throw that in there. You might be a literal star. You might be on social media, on a show, the star at work, around in your community. You might be hot shit. Somebody's hot shit, or the both of them are hot shit. But to divine masculine, divine feminine is hot shit. Period. Like, it's the second card out after the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups and the star together would be, a force to be reckoned with. That's like having an ultimate wish fulfillment embodied with the ultimate loving person. Because you also have Mother Mary, who is the ultimate um, emotional, sacrificial character in the card. She gave her only begotten son. She gave up Jesus for God. Like, she's Mary. So yeah, and then you have the star here next to the Queen of Cups, who embodies much of this same principle as Mother Mary: the faith, the hope, the knowing. She has the knowing of spirit, knowing what's to come, knowing who she is, standing in her truth, and knowing that there's a counterpart to match. There are two golden pitchers, both pouring water, abundance, blessings. Okay, so this card is clarified by the Seven of Fire, the Six of Seas, and the Ten of Seas. Seven of Fire being the Seven of Wands in the traditional deck. There is a lady and a lion, much like the Strength card in the traditional deck. That's what it looks like. Her heart chakra is open. She has a heart in her hand and she's presenting it to this lion. And then there's enlightenment behind her coming down over her and the lion with the olive branch in the front of both of them. And the lion has his mouth open, showing all four teeth in a very protective manner. This is a Leo card for sure. You may be dealing with a divine masculine who is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So far, this lion is the first masculine energy out here in the spread, besides the young page of cups. So, yeah. Sometimes I also read this card as a cup spur between maybe a Leo Libra or also maybe a Cancer Leo. So, if that means anything to anybody, there is courage needed in this situation. So he's had his epiphany. He's going to move on. He's going to come fast like lightning with the Chariot, balance, knowing. He knows you're the one for him. He sees you as the star. He's all emotional. And then, boom, how do I come to her? How do I come to her? I did so much. She's so powerful. I've been knowing her intentions, but, I've isolated myself from her. I've done all these things to make sure that she thinks that, I don't care at all, when in all actuality I do. Where do I get the strength? Where do I get the courage? What do I do? And there's an asking, but because this card is lit in light and knowing, they know what to do. They just so need the courage to do it. And once the courage to do it comes, then there is the Six of Cups. That's Scorpio energy, Sun in Scorpio. This lady is a mermaid. She is sitting in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by rose petals. The rock she's sitting upon is a royal purple, and her private parts, her sacral chakra, her heart, they're all illuminated. Her heart's wide open. She has a rainbow in her hand with a heart in her palms, but the rainbow is not a rainbow in colors. It is pure light. It is pure white light, and the sun is in the backdrop of that. So she is like connected to the divine in all lifetimes. And this is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups in the traditional deck is my twin flame cup card. Like, it's a soulmate card. It's a knowing the person before, being in complete bliss when you're around them, having nostalgia when you're around them, just being in awe of them. It's a knowing. It's something that you just know, that you just feel. The light is just there. and you can feel it, the energy in all the chakras, which is why all these chakras are illuminated and radiating outward, because they can feel it in all the areas. So the next card is the Ten of Seeds, which is the Ten of Cups in the traditional deck. She is also a mermaid, submerged in water, surrounded by pearls. She's holding a pearl in her hand. Her heart chakra has the diamond on it. Her third eye has a light shining on it. It's open. Her hair is flowing and free. And she has light and stars pouring out of her hands. And both hands are enlightened. She's the Ten of Cups. She's the ultimate emotional wish fulfillment. Anything that you could hope and wish for as far as love is embodied in this card here. She's under the water, and the depths, the deep depths of the water. Mermaids can get all the way, down to where the water pressure might kill someone else. Well, they swim down there, and they flourish down there, and there's magical, whimsical things that happen there. So this is a person who has a wish. They want it. They can see it. They can feel it. And they just need the courage to go towards it. They've gotten the courage to go towards it because the chariot is definitely moving. The boat on the Six of Swords is definitely moving. And then these powerful entities that are clarifying this Queen of Cups says, you have the power to do it, the intentions do it, it's going to bring you joy, so just go ahead and do it. Everyone has made a sacrifice, and so now it's your turn. And so they will make the sacrifice and they will come forward. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles representing like someone that is doing one of two things: holding back and or letting go. In the Gilded Tarot, he's holding on to the Four of Pentacles and he's looking out like, not my pentacles. But in the backdrop of this card, there is the moon. The moon is, the knowing. The moon is enlightenment. The moon is, maybe I should let go. But why would I? He's in purple robe and green, like, I don't know, scarves or whatever, which is royal, he's holding on, but he wants to let go. He doesn't want to hold on, but he's holding back because he was scared. So he needed that courage so that he can let go. And when he does let go, and he will let go because the clarifying cards are the Five of Seas, which is the Five of Cups, regret, despair, misery, longing. He may have been someone who was being a player or was not being giving, was not sharing, or was being, the next card is manipulation, the Five of Earth. So, he could have been the one being manipulated and or doing the manipulation. That's Taurus energy. The Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. Either way, you have these to be continued.